Peyton, it's Matt with Cooler. Again, at your place, just wanted to do some clarifying types of questions. So you asked me on siding, and I understand that Mike Wright had a lifetime product on here. This is the type of wear and tear that starts to become an integrity piece. Now, obviously, you have the real protection behind the siding, so that's kind of enveloping the home, and I'm sure it's relatively tight. But when you get into these woods, they are going to dry out. So this is obviously the south facing. It gets the brunt of the sun, and with that lifetime product, it's not a real sealant, right? Like, it protects the woods, but then we see weathering over time. So that individual board goes all the way up. Usually there's a dark tar paper, but that's minor. All I'm showing off is that these boards are starting to shrink, and I just want to confirm to know what you're having done. So the corner boards, the window trim boards, and I believe the fascia freeze boards have all got the same product on them that the logs do, a top seating C-Tall type of product, and that might be good to get confirmed one way or another. These boards obviously grayed out due to the amount of water that comes off the roof here and the snow, and again, some warping and some decent separation in those gaps. So this C-Tall sitting product on here is super flaky. That would be sanded a little bit, certainly wire brushed. We've got one kind of corner there that's starting to separate slightly, and then of course the logs. This is a well-protected trim board, so that's that well-protected C-Tall product, and then it comes down where it's weathered over time. This door looks a little bit worked due to the sun, so I don't know if we want to address anything there. And then with logs, again, this is a piece of integrity and aesthetics. So, I've done some projects where we seal up these. This is an upward facing, about an 1/8 inch or bigger type of crack, but some of these other hairlines we would not address. One already has been done at some point with some chink that is starting to fail. So we'd want to shore up this area here, and then just be able to be on the same page as far as shoring up upward facing checks. And here's another one, and we go for the upwards, so that one may not make the cut, but typically we'll go an 1/8 inch or bigger on upward facing checks, and a couple of coats of the Refresh, which was one of the products I shared with you, shoring up all of these pieces here. Logs can get pretty tedious, and so I just want to be on the same page. I mean, especially as you're vetting out other proposals, it's an important piece to get clarity on. I'm going to continue walking and just take you on a tour around the front as I see the main weathered areas here, and we get our clarity going. And again, some of this freeze board fascia is protected, some of it is not. So that is a different product. So it's all the window trim, fascia freeze, logs. If you don't want to do anything to the siding, which I'm not necessarily recommending you do, but as long as you're aware of the board's cupping, and you asked when you know, there's going to be a time at some point where it'll be a siding replacement instead of a maintenance piece. And in some ways, you know, the wood siding is a little bit of an aesthetic after the integrity pieces go underneath it. Okay, so I'm going to look at my revision, give you a revised number for the logs, fascia freeze boards, trim boards around the windows and the corner boards of the home, and we'll take it from there.